Britain seizes yachts, planes and other vehicles from Russian oligarchs. The first applicants for the seizure of property are Viktor Vekselberg, Arkady Rotenberg, Gennady Timchenko and the head of VTB Bank, Andrei Kostin. The sanctions list of Russian officials and propagandists has also been replenished. London recently imposed restrictions on Russians involved in the illegal deportation of Ukrainian children. Among them are the Minister of Education of Russia Sergei Naumenko, the Minister of Culture Olga Lyubimova and the Ombudsman for Children in the Moscow region Ksenia Mishonova.
In his chilling program of forced child deportation and the hate-filled propaganda spewed by his lackers, we see Russia President Vladimir Putin's true intention to wipe Ukraine from the map. Today's sanctions hold those who prop up Putin's regime to account, including those who would see Ukraine destroyed, its national identity dissolved and its future erased. James Cleverly, UK's Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs, from a post on the British government website.
Since the start of the Russian Federation's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Britain has imposed sanctions on 130 oligarchs with a combined net worth of over £145 billion. More than 80 of the richest Russian citizens included in the pre-war Forbes rating openly finance Russia's war against Ukraine. This is evidenced by the results of the investigation of the publication Superyacht. The journalists' conclusions are based on an analysis of government contracts concluded between Russian defense plans and enterprises owned by oligarchs. According to the publication, the total amount of only open contracts of representatives of large Russian business with the Ministry of Defense from 2014 to 2023 is at least 220 billion rubles. Most transactions are classified, therefore the amount is much larger, investigators say.
We calculated that there are 81 such people, but thanks to our readers we have added this list and one more person. This added person is the owner of a company that sells computer hardware. He sells computer and other office equipment already in the occupied territories. His company facilitated the seizure and theft of children. Ekaterina Reznikova, author-investigator of the publication Project, in an interview with LRT Radio.
Enterprises owned by Russian oligarchs manufacture components needed for shells, tanks and planes and provide communications and insurance services. For example, the billionaire owner of VSMPO Avisma Mikhail Shelkov, his company produces titanium compounds which are supplied to the Russian army for the manufacture of armored vehicles and aircraft. Or a very influential businessman from Putin's inner circle, Yuri Kovalchuk. He concluded insurance contracts with the army in the amount of 47 billion rubles.
And in the third place is Boris Rotenberg, who is also very close to Putin. His company was engaged in the construction of facilities, transportation and installation of equipment. Among them was high-frequency equipment, which is equally used in the military industry. Almost of these Russian oligarchs, 80 out of 82 are under sanctions in one way or another. Ekaterina Reznikova, author-investigator of the publication Project, in an interview with LRT Radio.
80 of these oligarchs are under sanctions. However, only Ukrainian restrictions apply against 34 businessmen. 14 fell under sanctions in all countries allies of Kiev.
Moreover, they can produce weapons, they can illegally buy chipsets and everything else, spare parts for missiles. Therefore, the sanctions work, but with a certain delay this time, and secondly, they do not work as destructively as well as would like.
Putin understands the value of the oligarchs for his regime. He willingly accepts their support, both financial and political. He awards state orders and medals for loyalty. Without the capital of the richest people in Russia, the military-industrial complex of the Federation would be unable to produce weapons in sufficient quantities to conduct large-scale hostilities. Experts are sure. Reported by Sergei Naumenko, Yulia Granovskaya, UATV News.